Hey, everybody. I'm so glad to be back. It's been a couple of weeks. But you know what? I took that couple of weeks off for a reason. And I think that the reason I took that couple of weeks off is because um, I wanted to see how this played out with the high school season and the games that's going on for a couple of weeks. So I said, well, you know what? I'm going to take a couple of weeks off and I'm just going to wait and see exactly what happens with some of the top teams and see if some of the other teams come around, see if there's some upsets. And there was. Oh my God, was there some upsets? As you know, what a night it was last Friday night. There was upset city. Reynoldsburg got upset. Um, Bradley got upset last week, but not Friday night. Delaware Hayes got upset. Westerville Central got beat by Grove City. Olentangy Liberty got upset. It was a night of upsets in Central Ohio. And what I love about what's going on right now is that the parity with Central Ohio basketball is crazy. There's no dominant teams. There's not teams like it was, last year, the year before with Pick Central and Devon Royal, Gahanna with Sean Jones, some of the dominating teams like Hilliard Bradley, and so forth. It's not like that this year. There's just a group of really good teams. But now you don't know who is the best team. Some could say it's Reynoldsburg. Some could say it's Olentangy Orange. Who have they played yet? Some could say it's Westerville North. Great schedule, tough wins, and a tough loss. Some could say it's Delaware Hayes. Um, you know, some could say now it's Olentangy Liberty, even though they had a loss, couple of losses. Some people say they're pretty good. Gahanna. A lot of people ain't talking about Gahanna. Gahanna's got one loss. They're looking really good. Good guard play, couple bigs that play well, coached well by Coach Stives. Been around a long time, does a great job. Newark. Let me tell you something about that quiet Newark team that a lot of people don't talk about. When you got Jeff Quackenbush coaching that team, I don't care what team he coaches, you got a chance. He reminds me a lot of a younger Ed Kalo from Westerville South. Coach Kalo, he takes a team that has no height in the past and made winners out of them, and that's what Coach Quackenbush does on a regular basis. So it's going to be interesting to see down the line. Then you got Hartley. Wow, Hartley's balling over there. Coach Andreas and his staff is doing a fabulous job over there with Hartley. And then you've got Hilliard Bradley still right there. They're not going nowhere. They're still one of the top teams here in Central Ohio, and they're not going anywhere. They will be right there when it all comes down to it. I tell you what, it's so exciting. I think the one that I'm really intrigued by is Grove City. They've got shooting, they've got size, well coached, they're tough, and they're going to cause a lot of problems for a lot of people. So I'm excited. I've been looking at the standings throughout Central Ohio, and when you go to um, when you go to looking at the OCC, we can start off with the OCC, and you look at the OCC Buckeye. You've got Newark right now. Yes, Newark is number one in that conference. Reynoldsburg number two, Groveport Madison at number three at 5-3, and then Pick Central at 4-3 with Central Crossing 3-4 and Lancaster at 3-4. You come down to the OCC capital. You've got Delaware Hayes at 6-1, Dublin Scioto at 6-1, Westerville North at 6-1. At 5-2, you got Big Walnut leaking right behind them. Westerville South That's a good team right there. They're going to have some good upsets this year with one of the state's best in Cruz McClure. He's unbelievable. He's literally put this team on his back and carried this team. Worthington Kilbourne, coached by Ron Lewis at 3-3. Then Franklin Heights and Canal Winchester 1-5 and 1-6. And when you look at the OCC Cardinal, you've got Marysville, Olentangy at 3-3, Dublin Jerome at 3-4, and then you've got Berlin, Worthington, and Hilliard Derby at 1-4, 1-6. I like this division right here. The OCC Central. Olentangy Orange undefeated. Olentangy Liberty at 5-2. Hilliard Bradley at 4-2. Hilliard Davidson at 4-2. Upper Arlington at 3-2. And Dublin Kaufman lurking right there at 3-4. This might be the best division right here. It might be the best. And then you've got the OCC Ohio with Gahanna right there at 6-1, and Grove City at 6-1. Westerville Central right there at 5-2. Pick North at 4-2. New Albany and Western at 3-4. Crazy the OCC is right now. But I'm going to tell you something else. If you go down to the Catholic League and you look at the Catholic League standings, you've got Hartley right there. Hartley is at 5-0. Bishop Walterson 4-0. DeSales and St. Charles at 2-5. And then when you look at the Columbus City League, it's kind of tight too right now. So when you look at, if you look at Linda McKinley is 6-1 right now with Northland at 4-2, and you've got Beechcroft Centennial and East at 3-3, and International Mifflin and Westone at 1-4, 1-6, and 1-7. When you come over to the City League South, I love the City League South. You've got South at 5-1, Walnut Ridge at 4-2. You've got West. What a surprise! I tell you what, them coaches over at West got them guys playing basketball. They're 4-4 right now, and they're going to upset some other teams. I'm telling you, they've got them guys over there playing. And then you've got Marion Franklin, Eastmore, Afrocentric, Briggs, and Independence lurking down the road. But I'm going to tell you something, I love what's going on right here in Central Ohio basketball and throughout the state for that matter. You've got a couple of teams throughout the state that are really good, but everybody's been upset except Garfield Heights is still undefeated. Lutheran East is still undefeated. But I tell you what, it's been some good basketball, and I've been all over, and I've seen some good basketball, and I'll be going to Cincinnati. I'll be going up to Cleveland to watch some more good basketball. You've got Trotwood out of Dayton, Ohio. Dayton Wayne is pretty good down in that area as well. So you've got Centerville. Great. You also have coming up, by the way, we're going to have a special Flying to the Hoop show coming up here in the next couple of weeks, strictly on Flying to the Hoop. That's going to be a great show as well. And that's coming up. That's down in Dayton. I've got tickets for sale. Get your tickets now. If you're a parent of a player who's going down to Dayton to play and Flying to the Hoop, just get in touch with me. I've got the tickets, great seats. Just give me a call. But we're going to take a 30-second break, 60-second break, and the Coach Howard Show will be right back. Yes, right back with our top 10. I was trying to call my director, but he won't answer the phone. Uh, so there's nobody on the show. Can you hear me, Kev, while we're on the show?
We can hear you,
Trying to
George.
figure
We can
out.
hear
Okay,
you.
listen. Okay, so I really don't need, I know everybody's watching, but these headphones is hot and ain't nobody on the show. So do I need the headphones on with nobody on the show but me?
No, you
I
don't.
guess that's the question.
You don't need your
Okay, do you want
headphones.
me to
Well,
turn?
a
You
Christmas
want me to
break,
turn?
let's take the headphones off.
All right, do you want me to turn them off
Just set them on the table.
so I can? Okay, all right, great, thank you. That's my guy. That's the president. He's the man, so he can uh, let me know if I need him. But listen, it's kind of hot with those things on. But so let's go over my top 10. And I am so excited about there it is. There it is, right there. So we're going to start out with Hilliard Bradley that I just went over. Hilliard Bradley comes in at number 10. And I put Hilliard Bradley there because they are still one of the top 10 teams in Central Ohio. They could be one of the top five teams. We'll find out here in the next couple of weeks. Um, Westerville Central. I got them at number 9 because when I look at who they've lost to, they lost to Westerville North and they lost to Grove City by a point and lost to Westerville North by a couple points. I still believe that Westerville Central is by far one of the top 10 teams in Central Ohio. Bishop Hartley, they're playing great right now. I don't know what happened to the why the records aren't up there. I know I sent them in, but I don't know why the records aren't up there with the names. But uh, Bishop Hartley is 5-1. I like what Coach Andreas is doing over there and his staff with the team. I watched them. I've seen them play in a scrimmage. They're very aggressive. They play hard. And I remember telling Coach Andreas that, hey, I like this team. They play very, very hard. And number 7 is Newark. Um, when I look at who Newark has beaten, they beat Taft, they beat Pick Central, and then they turn at Pick Central, and then they turn around and they beat Reynoldsburg um, at Reynoldsburg. At Newark, but it was a hell of a game. I was there. I like the way Newark plays. They've got some players that are solid, just not stars, but solid. But then they have one of the best coaches in Central Ohio, and Coach Quackenbush. Gahanna had come in at number 6. Gahanna's a sleeper that a lot of you aren't giving a lot of credit to, but Gahanna, they're tough. They can play. They've got guards. They play very aggressive and physical. I like the makeup of this team. And they've got a great coach as well, and Coach Staub that has been through this fire before. They battle tested. Coming in at number 5 is a very gritty Grove City team. Um, and Grove City right now is 6-1. They went on the road and they beat Westerville Central at Westerville Central, and I think they're one of the top 5 teams right now in Central Ohio. There's some teams that I had in there a couple weeks ago that's dropped out because of losses, teams they played, teams that are not playing. But this top 10 can change every week. I'm not going to wait another 2 weeks anymore. Every Sunday night, I'll be coming to you from here on out with my top 10. Reynoldsburg, I've got them in number 4. Some people may say, whoa, number 4. Why number 4? Well, I'm going to tell you why number 4. And I'm going to keep it 100. Yes, I'm a Reynoldsburg Raider fan. My son coaches at Reynoldsburg, but at the same time, I have to keep it 100. Yes, they beat St. Ignatius. They beat Richmond, and they went down and beat St. V's. That's an okay team this year. Um, but um, I watched them the other night against Newark. And when you are, to me, when you are top 5 team, And when you're supposed to be a top team in the state, which I saw a ranking the other day, I don't know if it was Prep Hoops or who it was, and they had them at like number 3 in the state. Now, remember, the views that I say on this show is my opinion. It's just my opinion. I'm entitled to have my opinion, like everyone else has their opinion about basketball. To me, when you're supposed to be a top 3 team in the state, great coaches, one of the top coaches in the area, Andy Moore, that does a great job, great staff. My son is over there, who I know does a great job. You've got 4 Division I players on that team that has Division I offers. So, but when you don't play up to your standards that you should be, and that everybody in the stands, including the Reynoldsburg fans, expect you to play, be dominant, be mentally tough, physically tough. Just take it to them. Use your size. Just it should be a dominance. When you got a team full of greyhounds like that, I mean, I give Quackenbush all the credit in the world. Newark's a good team, but even he'll tell you that he didn't think Newark probably would have beat Reynoldsburg. And I don't think nobody probably thought that. We all knew it was going to be a tough game, because anytime you go into Newark, it's a tough game. Anytime you go into Newark, it's a tough game. But they didn't go ready to play. They wasn't mentally ready to play. They played with no type of intensity. I was very disappointed. And I'm sure there was people that left there that was disappointed as well. And it wasn't just one guy. It was the whole team did not come ready to play. And hopefully that game right there wakes them up and says, okay, guys, let's go. We've got to play our style of basketball. We don't need to play exciting basketball just when we're in a big arena in front of a whole bunch of people. No, we got to play consistently that way across the board. And these next 3 teams, to me, I know 2 of them for sure play that way. Whenever I've seen them play, whether it was home or away, that's the way they play. Delaware Hayes. I like that team. They're gritty. They're tough. They play physical. They go hard. And I like that team. But they were upset the other night, even with one of their top players came back. So, hey, I wasn't there at that game, but I like this team. I've seen them a couple of times. I like the way they play. Westerville North coming in at number 2. I don't know what else I can say about this team. Probably the only reason they're not number 1 is because Olentangy Orange is very talented and they're undefeated. Matter of fact, the only team in Central Ohio, really in the OCC, that's a Division I, is undefeated. But Westerville North, I don't know if there's a more aggressive, a team with much more heart than this team. I don't know if I've seen it. I love Walnut Ridge. But I'm telling you, when it comes to Westerville North, this team here, if they keep going the way they're going, because everybody on this top 10 and other teams are going to continue to get better, and everybody's going to be much better come February when the tournament starts, that's the team I wouldn't want to play. Probably the best backcourt in Central Ohio, if you ask me. And then the role players play their role. And they're well coached. So I love Westerville North. Olentangy Orange, very talented. Big-time sophomore guard with Levi Davis, but they've got other guards that are good. They've got bigs that are good. They're very well coached by the younger Coach Kalo, who does a great job over there, and they're undefeated at 6-0. They have a big game on Thursday, which I will be there. They play Westerville North Thursday night. What a game that's going to be. 1 versus 2. Now, this is just my top 10. Everybody else's is probably different. I'm sure 270s is different than mine, and some other people's may be different than mine, but this is just my opinion. So I'm a harder eval than most. I'm old school, so I know what it takes to get to where you want to go. I was affiliated with a program that was one of the top programs in the state, Division I, year in and year out in Pickerington Central for 12 years. I know what it takes to get there. I could probably tell you right now who my 4 picks would be to be in the regional Final Four, but I'm not going to do that because I can't do it. It's hard to do it right now because all these teams are good. It's going to be crazy how this is going to play itself out. And then when you get to February, it's going to be which one of these teams, including a couple of other ones that may not be on here, who's going to start playing differently in February. So we're going to see what happens as we move into the new year. Who has learned from their mistakes? What coaches are going to make adjustments? What players are going to really watch film and take a look at their game and say, okay, I haven't been doing this. I haven't been playing up to my standard. I need to really change some things about my game. And don't think for 1 minute, I don't care who it is, that you can't do that. Watching film is very, very important. That and when you watch film never lies, and it can tell you what you need to do, what you're not doing, and what you should do to help your game and help your team to win ball games and to get better. I'm sure every coach on here watches film. I wonder if all the players watch film. So we'll see what happens going into the new year. I'll be back with you next Sunday evening. I'm going to look at the schedule and see what kind of games there are this week and see how much change there is next week. But I'm looking forward to it. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring on some guests, a couple high school coaches, maybe even a couple players. And we're going to continue to talk high school basketball every Sunday night at 7 p.m. And it's going to get good. I want to do a show with OSHA. So if you're watching out there or you even talk to them guys, I'll be in touch with them. I'll be reaching out. I would love to bring you on the show. And let's talk about a couple of things that several high school coaches have reached out to me and said they would love to hear your views on different things. Big ones being NIL here in Ohio, shot clock here in Ohio, and a couple schedule changes. So let's do that. You can reach out to me. But there it is. There's my top 10. Thank you very much. I'm going to go over it again with you real quick. At number 10, Hilliard Bradley. Number 9, Westerville Central. Number 8, Hartley. Number 7, Newark. Number 6, Gahanna. Number 5, Grove City. Number 4, Reynoldsburg. Number 3, Delaware Hayes. Number 2, Westerville North. And number 1, Olentangy Orange. Hey, Merry Christmas. I hope everyone has a blessed, safe, and happy Christmas. Enjoy your family. Wishing you and your family peace, health, happiness, and prosperity in the coming year. For myself, Kevin Fowler, the president of TKDS Sports, and the TKDS family, we wish you a very Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next week on the Coach Howard Show.